वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा Sri वाहिगुरु जी के फतेह Maha Ravi Summan. I'm Ravi Summan, and thank you for tuning in to the Sikh channel. You may have seen me in my interview back in August when at the live breakfast show I shared my journey to health and fitness and competing in my first natural bodybuilding and fitness modeling competition, which took place in July this year at Harpenden, UK. That was with FMC Fitness and Model Comps. And since that interview in August, I want to thank the viewers as well as people in and outside the media and sports industries for their kind and encouraging feedback. Now, I've been asked by the Sikh Channel team as well as others in the community to come back to the studios and share with the channel my journey in health and fitness and my experience of living this lifestyle out of choice. So that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm very humbled to be given this opportunity to share with you over the coming weeks and months content that we'll be going over on health and fitness. Now, outside, the viewers are going to have many different areas that they want to focus on. So some of you may be interested more in yoga, meditation. Others may do Pilates to keep themselves in shape. Some have an interest in cardiovascular training, whether that's running, swimming. Of course, there's mixed martial arts, which is becoming a lot more popular. So these are all different ways to keep in shape and look after your body. So what we'll be doing in the forthcoming episodes is covering different areas on health and fitness. I would strongly encourage the viewers to give their feedback on what they want covered. It's with your feedback that we could produce and present content which is right for you and right for the audience on a global level. So please continue to give your feedback in on what you want covered on the health and fitness show. It can be anything in any sport, and at all times, when I refer to health, I'm referring to mental health as well. And the reason why I'm also talking about mental health is, I don't know about you, but what I've seen in the news over the last few years is a lot more well-known celebrities as well as politicians and even members of the British royal family talking about mental health and why it's important that we discuss that openly in the community. And I know it's a common feeling in the Asian community, whether it's the UK or elsewhere in the world, that mental health isn't always spoken about, isn't always discussed. So I would be delighted to get your views on mental health as well, and any particular parts of mental health that you want covered. Now, mental health can take many different forms, whether that's people out there who have had depression or anxiety or others. So this is going to be your show. And as it's your show, we need your feedback on what you like covered. So please continue to give your suggestions and thoughts to info@sikhchannel.tv. So the email address again is info@sikhchannel.tv. You can also ring in and speak to our team. So in terms of my passion in health and fitness and why I do it, well, for me, it began at a young age. Ever since I was a kid growing up, when I was 5 years old and I'd be drawing cartoons, I'd always draw pictures of muscular men. And I always visualized myself becoming athletic and muscular at a very young age. So it was in my subconscious mind, and organically it's grown with me throughout my life. Now, when I was 8 years old, my first ambition was to be a professional footballer, and it's a passion that I've had at a young age, and it got to the point where I would do training with Brentford Football Club in the community from ages 9 to 10. I would train in the parks in Southall. I would go to the Acton Vale Sports Centre, train with Brentford Football Club. I had aspirations of becoming a professional footballer and representing England in the under-15 football team. And that ambition gradually subsided when I was 11 years old, because when I was 11, I fell in love with professional wrestling, and I was particularly inspired by what was at that time called the World Wrestling Federation, which, as you know, today is World Wrestling Entertainment. So growing up as a child, I looked up to people like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, legends like Bret the Hitman Hart. Now, these are people that have inspired me to be athletic and strong, and that inspired me to go into that world. Also, when I was in middle school, I loved watching the Rocky movies. When it was Christmas, for me, it was watching Star Wars or Rocky, as well as the Snowman, of course. And watching the Rocky movies really left a positive mark on me and millions of people around the world, because it was a story of how someone from a working class family defied the odds and beat the world heavyweight champion of the world in Rocky 2 and became world champion. So if I look at that in life today, there's millions who have dreams around the world, who are working in factories, who are doing jobs that they don't want to do, and they want to be who they want to be. And that person can be a world champion athlete, that person can be a world-class actor or actress, that person can be a life coach, an entrepreneur, someone who's self-employed. So I decided to invest in my physical development as well as my mental development at a young age, which is why when I began training in Okinawan karate, Goju Kai karate, and now Goju Kai in Japanese, Goju means hard soft. So I learned a style called Okinawan karate, which is Goju Kai karate. It means hard soft. I learned that since I was 13 years old. I was trained by Sensei Gurmeet Singh, who I'm still in contact with today. And Sensei Gurmeet Singh trained me in Southall at Lancaster Community Hall. And Sensei Gurmeet Singh is one of the most senior instructors in Goju Kai karate in the world. And he still teaches. I believe he's over 60 years old by now, but he's still in fantastic condition and still strong as ever. So he helped me become who I am today, as well as training at Dell's Gym, or what's also known as Go's Gym in Southall, my hometown. And I was trained by Palm and Go in Go's Gym in Southall, and they've had a major impact on my progression in health and fitness and in natural bodybuilding, and I'll always be grateful to them and the guys in the gym for encouraging me over the years. So in my life, I decided in my teenage years to be the best person I could be, whether that was in sports or whether that was in business or academia. So my journey began since my teenage years. Now at the age of 42, I'm still passionate about health and fitness. I'm still passionate about being on the natural bodybuilding and fitness modeling stage. It gives me a buzz that I don't get at like no other. So like many of you, I've had a corporate career for almost 20 years now in professional sales and technology, mainly in London. And whilst I'm fortunate to have worked with some of the best in British business, but I must say that the passion that I get and happiness that I get out of natural bodybuilding and living a fitness health and fitness lifestyle is like no other. So I want to do what I can to give back to communities. None of us are going to be on this planet forever. And regardless of what we achieve in material wealth and what letters we have under our names in academic qualifications or what we achieve in industries, I firmly believe in my heart and soul and my entire being that the one thing that no one can take away from you is the mark you leave on humanity and giving back. And for me, the ultimate role models in this have been my heavenly mother and father. My father always inspired me and encouraged me to pursue my goals and dreams, as did my mother. And when I've looked at how my father started off a charity to help educate the low-income families of Punjab, India, it's a charity called the Education Aid Society, which he founded well over 30 years ago now. It left its mark on me, and so the way how I can give back is sharing with you my knowledge, my experience of health and fitness. And what I will say is that everyone's at a different journey in their life. So some of you out there watching may be experienced mixed martial artists. Some of you out there might be just beginning in health and fitness. There's others who probably say they don't like going to the gym because they find it boring, and that's fine. So regardless of where you are right now, whether you're actively training or actively not training, I firmly believe, as well as millions of others, that you have nothing to lose by investing in health and fitness. So it's going to be very interesting working with the Seek Channel team over the coming weeks and months on sharing content about this area. So this will be part of new content that we'll be sharing on the channel. One of the first interviews that will be broadcast in the coming weeks is with a legendary kickboxing 4-time world champion, and that's Cash the Flash Gill. And that interview with Cash the Flash Gill, which I was very fortunate to have given the opportunity of interviewing him, that will be broadcast in the coming weeks. What we'll also be doing is sharing experiences of words of wisdom from other well-known personalities in the world of sports, health and fitness. And I would love for the viewers out there, wherever you are in the world, to share with us your journey in health and fitness. You could be a personal trainer, you could be someone competing in your first natural bodybuilding competition or fitness modeling competition. You could be someone who's a pro in this. So we'd invite people for sharing their feedback and giving their thoughts. And please do write in and let us know on what else you would like covered. So in terms of my journey, yes, at the age of 42, my first competition was in July. I could have competed earlier in my 20s and 30s, but I had other priorities and interests, and I wasn't as passionate about going on stage as I am today at this age. So I'm an example of how someone from a working class family over the age of 40 can still get on stage and compete in the first competition. Now, when I competed in that first competition in the beginner male fitness category, I was humbled to have got my Fitness Pro athlete status with FMC Fitness Model Comps, which I'm grateful to Steve and the team for giving me the opportunity to compete. Next year in 2020, I do expect to compete again and be back on stage bigger and better, because life is a continuous improvement, and I'll look forward to sharing with you my journey on that. Now, I have been asked as well, and this goes back to when I first started my corporate career, in London in my early 20s, I've been asked, and I still get asked, would I be personally training people? And my response to that is a simple yes. I will be personally training people, and this is something that I'll get involved with later, but before the end of this year. For now, I just want to take you on this journey with me on health and fitness. That's physical health, and mental health. Now, health and fitness is a very broad area. So when I talk about nutrition, for example, it can cover the macronutrients like protein, carbs, and fats. It can cover specific diets, whether that's a ketogenic diet or whether that's a diet which is with higher carb intake. We can talk about the glycemic index of carbohydrates, which relate to how blood sugar affects your body and how you manage insulin. So it's a very broad area, which is why what I'll be doing in forthcoming episodes is focus on an area and hone into that in detail. So for example, there'll be an episode on nutrition, where I'll talk more about the macronutrients, the glycemic index of carbohydrates, how that impacts insulin. There'll be another episode where I will talk to you more about how I train for competition and what people tend to do when they're training for bodybuilding competitions. I'm also going to have coverage on mental health, as well as sharing interviews with well-known personalities in the health and fitness industry. Now, for those of you that want to see things practical and want to see exercises, you want to see people training in the gym, sure, it's great to see theory in action, which is why there will be engagement in the future of visiting gyms and visiting centers where you can get to see people participate in training. For example, in the interview with Cash the Flash Gill, he talks about how training in his kickboxing gym 7 days a week, you have people there from all different levels. So it's very exciting times ahead that we have. And what I will just leave you with a few thoughts, and you know, from me and my life experience, I just want to reiterate that it's never too late to follow your dreams and to achieve your goals. And regardless of what age you are and what you've had happen in your life, because we all have ups and downs, you can still achieve your goals in health and fitness. For those of you who are over 40 years old and want to enter your first natural bodybuilding or fitness modeling competition, whether you're male or female, do it. Do it. If you're over 50 and you want to do that, over 60, do it. It's not too late. It is not too late at all. You can change your strength levels through diet, through your way of thinking, and through the right training. There's no better feeling or joy that you will get than overcoming obstacles and overcoming challenges. And what I will also like to share with the viewers is, it's all well and good having good genetics and being naturally physically strong, but what drives the body is your mental conditioning. The body follows the mind. We all know that. So it's very important that the mind is kept in balanced, and there's positive energy, and that the positive thinking. I found, for example, that when I've had some strains in the gym, whether it's a pull in my arm or elbow area or in my lower back, that just by positively thinking and saying to myself that my back is better, and saying things like that when I've had back pain, gives me a positive energy and strength that allows me to train that muscle part again. So the power of the mind is not to be underestimated, and it's a vast area which we can spend countless years talking and thinking about. So I encourage you strongly to also do not listen to the naysayers. I've had people doubt me in my business career, in my acting career. I've had people doubt me in what I'm doing in natural bodybuilding and fitness, and that's fine because everybody's entitled to their views. But I choose not to listen to the no-sayers or naysayers, and they're perfectly entitled to their views. So please don't listen to the naysayers. Just believe in yourself, and you believe in yourself, and everything's possible. So I'm going to be leaving those thoughts with you for now, and we will meet again, and we'll be sharing some exciting content on health and fitness. And until then, have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and be strong, follow your goals and dreams, and we will meet again soon. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Sri Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.